Good morning, everyone! Yay, episode 200. I cannot believe we made it this far. I actually need to fix the description on the video because it says 9 a.m. because every time I do that on the weekends, I forget to switch it back on Mondays. So let me edit that really quick, see if that fixes it pretty much instantly. Hopefully it did. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Mr. William, Mr. Pete, TC. Thank you, Andy Miller, for becoming a member. Mr. John. Thank you all for being here. I thought it was only fitting that I started with the Clones Are Life image, because without that, I wouldn't have a channel. Didn't want to use one of the newer things. Can't believe we made it 200 days in a row. That's pretty amazing. I wouldn't have stuck in it nearly as long without all of you being here to keep me interested in knives and teach me things and build good friendships. So that's pretty awesome. I really do appreciate y'all, each and every one of the views and viewers. Pretty wild, pretty wild. I haven't really decided how I'm going to do the giveaway yet. I will let you know before this episode is over. I kind of want to do something with my Instagram, so I might do something with that. I was talking over this morning about how I feel bad about making people do stuff for giveaways, but I guess if you're going to get something for free, you don't mind doing a little something to earn it. So I might do like other people do on Instagram and make you comment on a post and tag somebody that's not one of my subscribers, so maybe I can get a new subscriber out of it. I don't know. Do something. I just like giving stuff away, so I don't really like pushing y'all to have to do anything to receive it. But it will be based on something that I tell you during this episode. And I'll probably do like I did on episode 100 and do the drawing tomorrow morning first thing for whatever I decide to make y'all do to enter today on this episode. So, got all that out of the way. Let me do the regular thing I do every day, and that is show you what I carried last night. So in my front pocket, I had my Something Obscene Company J Cape 3.5 Group Edition. I think the reason it's called the Group Edition, thank you, John, for being a member for 2 months. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think this one's called the Group Edition because it was released in the Facebook group, possibly. I don't know. I just know that it's called the Group Edition. It's got a different color scheme or something. No idea. It is one of my knives that I love the acoustics on more than any of them. It's got such a satisfying thwack when you open it and close it. So yeah, I love this knife. Something else we might do or start on during this episode with this knife, but we will talk about that shortly. Yeah, Mr. knows what I'm talking about. And then in my back pocket, I have my new Renegade God of Mischief. And man, this thing is nice. I can't wait to get that checkering file I'm actually getting the triangle file in today from Amazon to be able to fix this jimping, because that jimping is pointless. I mean, you can see it doesn't go down at all. I mean, you just slide, it just feels like smooth surface. Thank you, Andy Miller and Sever7. But yeah, last night was a banger as far as knives. Yeah, I appreciate the congratulations, Andy Miller. And thank you, Sever7. It's pretty wild. I myself can't believe that I've done it 200 days in a row with only being late one time, like 5 minutes late. Well, one time I spoke to myself for 5 minutes without starting the broadcast, so I guess that counts for 2. Dang, John, you didn't have to do that. But I will spend it on the challenge coins once I learn the laser a little better. So I thought today I would kind of relax and just kind of enjoy all of y'all's company and maybe talk some knives. We're definitely going to talk some knives, but I'm talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. And I had a few things I wanted to go over that kind of were on my mind last night. One of which, well, thank you, TC. I thought you were already a member. I don't know what happened there. It must just be renewing or something. I don't know. Today seems to be the day. It's kind of weird it's happening on episode 200, all these reoccurring ones. That's just totally odd that a month from the last time happened to fall on today. That's weird. But anyway, oh, thank you, TC. So yeah, one of the things I got to talking about last night, and something people have asked about, is if the clone scales will fit real knives. And there are occasions where that does happen, but there's lots of occasions where it doesn't. And something else we got to talking about last night is, why don't they make mods for Spyderco knives to where you can put bearings in them? And so we kind of figured out that it's because of the liners and the compression lock. You couldn't just make new scales. You'd have to make a new lock piece where a bearing would fit in it. Or you can do like the clones do and mill out a place on the blades. So I guess if you got a custom reblade for a Spyderco, you could get one that had the little pockets milled out for the bearings. And I guess if somebody did that, they could make them specifically the right size for skiff bearings. So that would be cool to do. I had an extra... What started all this kind of is thinking about buying those reblades from the Etsy guy. And I believe Andrew is going to go ahead and be the guinea pig on that. He's going to order some one of the blades. And so I had these... when I bought my donor knife for my scales, these came with it. I'm not sure they were on it. They might have been on it. I think they were on it. So when I bought my my Z-Wear PM blade and internals, when I put these scales on there, I got these, and I couldn't figure out where these came from. I was gonna just give them away, but then I figured out, I think, who made them. So I emailed the guy last night. Yeah, I don't think they are, John. I emailed the guy last night about the thing about the scales. Sorry, I was trying to read and talk and can't do all that at once. And I was right when I figured out what they were. They were made by RC Blade Works, and let me see here. Let me get it brought up so y'all can see it. But I sent him an email asking him if he made these, and he said yes. So the email says this right here. It says, I have some scales for a shaman and have done some research and think you might have made them. Could you help? Are these yours? If so, do you know what they originally sold for? So I sent him a picture of them, and he said yes, around $80 to $100. So they are RC Blade Works replacement scales. And now that I have this email, I could probably sell them for $40 or something. instead of just giving them away. But anyway, I thought I would do something I wanted to do today to celebrate episode 200, and that is a little bit of mod talk. So if you don't like that, I apologize. But so with the Spyderco knives, most of them are on washers. In fact, maybe all of them are on washers. I don't know. And most every one of the clones is on bearings. And so we got to talking about, well, why doesn't somebody make bearings for Spyderco knives? And then we got to thinking about the fact that the compression lock is probably the issue. So you can get scales for Spyderco knives that do a liner replacement, but it's only on one side. It's the side without the lock. So the side with the lock mechanism has to keep the liner. And so therefore you cannot, oh, good morning, Michael. Therefore you can't put bearings in this side, whereas you could in the other, but a one-sided bearing knife wouldn't be very good. Oh, I don't want to take this one apart yet. Maybe I do. I wanted to start with the clone to show y'all what I'm talking about with the, oh wow, that screw does not want to come out. This one luckily does. So yeah, these clone Spydercos feel really great because of the bearings. And I know that Spydercos are made to be hard use knives, and that's why they have washers, because washers are way more reliable as far as with dirt and sand and stuff getting in them. So if you military knives, which is where I think Spyderco kind of started, I can see hard use knives needing washers. So they ought to offer a choice though, I think. But it is what it is. But the reason these have bearings in them, or can have bearings in them, is because of this right here. So the liners kind of look the same, I think. And yes, so they're flush here. There's no pocket for a bearing. There is a place where the bearing has rubbed against it, but the bearings completely sit inside the blade. So they're pretty much flush with the blade. So they mill pockets down into the blade on either side. And that's how they get the bearings to work in these knives. Good morning, Waylon. So I thought, well, could you use regular scales on a clone? And there's something about them that you can't, although, oh, that's the one I just took off. Duh. Wow, that one just snapped right in. So it looks like on this side you could. So that is something I was wanting to answer. I thought one of the holes didn't line up correctly, but it looks like they're all lining up perfectly. I can see light perfectly through all of them. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that liner did just fit it in the real scale perfectly. So let's see what's going on with the other side maybe. And that's why you can't do it. Make sure I don't lose any parts and pieces here. Because people would like to know if it's possible. Alright. So now I've got these two screws, the back spacer, and this side. And let's see if it fits in the other one. Wow, it looks like it fits snugly. Oh, I think I know, the lock bar cutout on some of them are different, but this one happens to line up exact. So I think I can put these scales on this clone, which is wild because I didn't think I could do that, but now I think I can. So let's see if these screws go back in properly. And we will reassemble this knife, this clone, with the new scales. Screws. I don't know if the screws are going to go through. That might be the problem. Let's see what's going on with the screws here. Well, they kind of felt like they were threading. They weren't going through, but they went through exactly perfect, actually. Pretty wild. I did not think this was going to work. So I might have just answered a question for some people that I will have on video. And that's been kind of my strong point on these videos, is not being afraid to try things and fail. And I know some of you have commented on that you appreciate that. Oh, there we go. Something was flexing there. Now it just popped into place perfectly. See if that's what it is. Now I remember. So the pivot holes have to be widened out. So the pivot on the original scales is bigger, or is smaller than the pivot, or the pivot on the clone, sorry. The pivot hole on the clones are bigger. So now I just got to the point where I remember why. So all you have to do is drill out the original scales and it should work for the pivot. But the pivot barrel is too big to go through factory scales. So I knew there was a reason. Morning, Ron Crow and Knives Are Life. Appreciate you being here. Episode 200. Just trying to put some real scales on a clone Spyderco and showing how the blade is why they have bearings. But now I remember that why you can't do it, because the pivots won't fit. So the fact that these are G-Carta, they're G10 and micarta. I could do that pretty easily with these, but if you had titanium ones, you would really need to mill out that hole bigger. So that might not be as fun as some people would enjoy. So yeah, that's why. So if I show you here, the holes are way different. So you can tell the clone and the stock one. So the clone has a bigger pivot. And it's very noticeable, the size difference. Kind of crazy how much bigger the clones are. And I would think the real ones would have a bigger pivot, but not the case. All right. Let me reassemble this real quick, and then we'll get on to the next thing I wanted to talk about. Well, what did I do here? Something is not fitting right. There we go. All right, now how does this go on? Like this. What's going on this morning? What are y'all carrying? Morning, Gonzo, JD, Genie Coils. Yeah, you would need to drill them precisely. But using one of those tapering bits, you could probably, in a drill press, you could probably start it and get it to line up pretty good. And that's the fact that this is a clone also. Like, a lot of people could care less because they don't buy clones. But like I said, a lot of people like bearings in their knives. So the fact that these clones all come with bearings, it's kind of a nice feature. But like I said, they mill out the little pockets in the blades. So somebody could make reblades for Spydercos that had these pockets milled out specifically for the size of skiffs. But then again, does this... I don't think this would... I mean, that's quite a bit of metal milled out there, so it's going to affect the structural integrity of the knife. So that might be another thing to think about. It's going to be weaker there than anywhere else. And that is the place that it's going to be taking a lot of pressure, because the pivot is kind of where the blade is kind of attached. So that might be something to think about. And I'm not sure if these clones have a captive pivot or not. They do. And it needs to be turned towards the inside of the knife. Try to do that without cutting myself, or just take it apart and redo it. Alright, it needs to be facing that way, right there. That looks good. One of the things I've enjoyed the most about these 200 episodes is all the learning we've done. Experimenting, learning, not being scared to try and do certain things, or try different mods. That's been my favorite part, along with building new friendships with all of you guys. Met some really great guys these last 200 days, and I hope to meet a bunch more the next 200. So the guy on Etsy said that he can, I've actually got pictures to show y'all, but he said that he can replicate the shape of the REK reblade, except that he doesn't do hollow grinds. So it's not going to have a hollow grind. But it does look very good and very close to the same as the REK reblade. Did I put both bearings back in there, right? Yeah, I did. All right. I don't have anything laying around here, so I guess we're good. But I'll show y'all that in just a second. Let me get this clip back on. But $700 for a REK reblade is kind of ridiculous. I mean, by the time you buy the donor knife, the set of Flatanium, or the set of well, it just depends on who you get. RGT, Flatanium, a couple $100 for the set of scales, and the donor knife and the blade, you're going to be up to $1,200 for a shaman. And I get it. It's a beautiful work of art, but at that point it becomes a grail knife that you almost don't want to carry. So yeah, I don't know. So this guy that does them for $160, it's going to be super nice if he's able to replicate a lot of the things with the REK. Even if you can't get the hollow grind down, still might be worth it. So let me show you all those really quick. Oh, thank you, Michael. That's pretty awesome. So let's see here. I've got well, I hate to show my conversation with Drewski, but we didn't say anything inappropriate. But here's the reblades that he did for the shaman that look a lot like or there's some of the ones he did. But Andrew sent him some pictures of the REK one, and he said that he thought he could replicate it. But these are some of the ones that he has done for $160. So I like it. As y'all know, oh, you can't see what I'm looking at. Again, never fails. So I didn't show mine and Andrew's conversation. That's good. Here we go. All right, so here's some of the ones he's done. And y'all know that right here, So the one up in the top left is the REK Reblade Shaman. This isn't for the new Shaman. This is for the old Shamans. But the one in the top left corner up there is the REK Reblade. And then this is the one that guy's done. So I'm sure he can get pretty close to the same blade shape, except he doesn't do hollow grinds, which I wish. TC, that reminds me. Oh, you got a Nimble X Genie coils? That's awesome. Yeah, not long ago I got another Nimble clone, or not a Nimble clone, but a EMP EDC clone, and I thought it might have been the Nimble X, but really it's or I thought the one I had might have been a Nimble X, but it's really a relative. So this is but the reblades look good that guy does for $160 is all I'm getting at. And right here, this is the new clone that I got of the relative. I had this one. I got this one. I already had this one that I found out is not a relative because of the way this is shaped. So I thought it might have been a relative X, but it's not. And the way how big this area is right here compared to the relative. So yeah, I figured out that this is a Nimble, and this is just a Nimble XL basically, because it's got the same area by the pivot here, the width here and the shape here, and the cutout on the back where the flipper tab is the same on both of them. Whereas the relative has a different shaped cutout for that. But this one is real M390 blade steel, and they did a great job on this clip point. Really nice milling too. So yeah, I like EMP EDC. Great stuff. And you know, we spend a lot of time talking about good value clones on here, so I'm not gonna change that on episode 200. Of course, we have our real knives too, like the two I carried last night, and my real Shaman here that I love. But I like my clone Shaman. I love my two Sons. I love my clone Cortex XLs. I love my clone Hawk Shortcuts. I like what I like, and I think everybody should be allowed to buy what they like. So people can hate on me all they want for the clone thing, but seems like they're tolerant for everybody else for all the men that want to play in women's sports. It's okay. But they can't be tolerant of people that want to buy what they want to buy. So I don't know where the line stops. It's supposed to be forgiving and everybody can do what they want to do kind of society nowadays. But yet when I talk about clones, I get bastardized. I'm the black sheep. So this one right here, Michael, Matt, good morning. I don't know what your message was or why it got retracted, but oh, TC, so your drop point. Yeah, this is a Renegade. Here, let's just go look at it. Yeah, Gonzo, I totally agree. It's a Renegade. GOM is what it's called. So Renegade EDC, God of Mischief. Which he sells a lot of cool hanks too. And something I noticed about these hanks, since I might be trying to make some, is they do a really tight, the embroidery around, the stitching around the outside is really straight, and I thought they used embroidery on some of them, but I guess it's just the zigzag stitching. It looks like they also did like little pockets, so they did regular stitching to keep it held together beside the zigzag stitching to outline the zigzag stitching. I don't know. That's just something I noticed. But all the hanks that they sell seem to be very very symmetrical and straight, so that's something important. And he sells a lot of cool hanks. There's the DLC version. I was trying to find the actual, I guess I'll have to type in my card. It's hard to get it to come up. I can't ever find it in his shop. Renegade Provisions, but that's what color mine was when I got it. And I dyed it black. Oh, here it is. Oh, here's one, looks like mine now. Mine actually looks better. So mine started out as the brown version, and I dyed it black because I don't like brown. But I think the black on mine turned out better. So right here is what it looked like when I got it. I showed this yesterday, but this is what it looked like when I got it. And then I let the scales soak in the leather dye for a couple of hours, and there's what it looks like now. But yeah, it's the Renegade Provisions God of Mischief. Super cool knife. Yeah, what blade were you working on, TC? Yeah, Gonzo, I don't... Yeah, but those people are going to be shady people regardless. The people that try to scam people are going to be there in the world, and when you're buying something that's too good to be true, you need to be able to do your own checking on whether, you know, it's fake or not. I mean, those people are going to try to get over on people all their life. Yeah, it's a lot better black. Yeah, post us a picture on the Discord, TC. But this black turned out great. And it looks better than the one we just looked at. The one we looked at on the website had that kind of faded look to it, you know. And I like that with my Carta some, but I like the way mine looks better. I don't know. I may be biased. No, I'm going to mirror polish the bolsters on it. But I could anodize them black. But I think I'm going to mirror polish the bolsters. Because John showed a picture of the mirror polish on his Riot Tiger. John, can you share a picture of that? Your Riot Tiger with the mirror polish, so I can show what the bolster, what the top looks like mirror polished. Can you post it on the Discord? I will go over there. So I'm going to do a flipper tab delete on this. And that was the other mod I was going to talk about today. And I might even start it on the video. But I don't like the middle of this knife. I love everything else about it. I love the jimping. I love the blade shape. I love the sound. I love the handle. I even like the clip. I don't mind the lightning bolt clip. But I hate this middle right here. So I took and I used my Photoshop skills like I always do. And I did a flipper tab delete on it before doing a flipper tab delete on it. And I think I love it. Come on, picture. So the one on the left is the way it is right now. And the one on the right is the way I want to make it. And I think the one on the right looks way better. What do y'all think? So flipper tabs, if they're a necessity and it's the only way to open a knife, then I understand keeping them. But this knife is built perfectly, and he put the thumb stud far enough away from the pivot, far enough that way, that when you grab it and lay it in your palm, your finger lands perfectly. It lands perfectly right there. So reverse flick on this knife is just natural. I mean, when you lay it in your palm and grab it and put your finger back there, it's just there. So this one does definitely not need a flipper, and it's very easy to regular flick. And so the way I start off doing a flipper delete, let me show y'all one more thing I got yesterday too. I got that Tucson whistle. Good morning, Christopher. Yes, I have scuffed up some micarta to dye it, Jeannie. So I dyed, I can't remember which knife it was. Oh yeah, I know which knife it was. I'll show you. I scuffed it up in order so it would soak up dye better, and so I could get that shiny, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like it gets a worn place, and I just did it with like 400 or 600 because I didn't want to. I just wanted to get the sheen off of it. Yeah, everybody hit that like button if you don't mind while you're here, so we can get this one with the most likes of any video. I always forget to ask people to do that during the video. And while we got 20 people here, but yeah, 400 or 600 is a good grit to use. Let me see if I can find. So the one I did it on, what knife was it? It's the, I thought it was the Momo, but it's the Mystic. That's what it is. But I have no idea where my Mystic is. I thought it was in, it's got to be in my Kaiser bag, but wow. I haven't thought about my Mystic in a while, and it might be missing. It might be in the other bag with the non-titanium Kaisers. But I would think I would have put my Mystic in here with the rest of them. But I guess I would think wrong. Huh. Well, alright then. I guess I got to do a little bit more hunting to find my Mystic. Give me just a second and I'll still show you. By the way, guys, I've told y'all that my sister collects Kunwus and collects knives and has given me a bunch of knives. And Jeannie Coils happens to be my sister, so say hello to her, because y'all have heard me talk about her plenty of times on video. And I don't know if she wanted me to say that or not, but I did anyway, and I appreciate her hopping in and being here on my 200th episode. That's pretty cool. So yeah, say hello to my sister. Y'all said y'all wanted to see her knives sometime. So she's here. So this is one that I scuffed up and did a dye to. It was a really bad brown color. And I didn't do too great a job on this one. I should have sanded it some more, and I might redo it later. But I did sand it down, and it did soak up the dye pretty well. But that's the only other one I've dyed black. That was my micarta. But yeah, I just use 400 or 600. Yeah, it looks better. I don't know if y'all know what color the Mystic comes in. Yeah, Michael, you can't use RIT dye on my Carta. You have to use leather dye. So the best kind, I've got turquoise and black. I was going to try to do a blue, but it didn't work so good. In fact, I dyed this one blue before I dyed it black. But you have to use leather dye. RIT just won't dye my Carta. I've got every color possible of RIT dyes. Yeah, that's the Mystic. And I'll show you it's got the ugliest color possible. But that's why I don't mind. That's why I love modding stuff, because I got off topic too. I wanted to show that Tucson, but Kaiser Mystic. Sorry, I'm all over the place this morning. So it was this color. No, maybe it was that one. Let me see. I don't think it was that color. I think it was more of that red color. But it might have been that color. Let me go to the Kaiser website. See if they still have it listed. I don't know where that came from. Nope, doesn't look like it. So, Blade, Knife Center. Let's see, Mystic. Yeah, I don't know. It must have been that color I just showed. Kaiser Miser. That's not it. Kaiser Mystic. Yeah, I guess it was that color. But I hated it. I mean, I didn't hate it. I think it was more... It was more that red color like this one. Yeah, it was that color. Yeah, I feel you on the grippy part. I would start with something. I mean, 400 seemed to work good, but you might want to try something even lower, like 220 or something. You bought the new Shaman with the CTS XHP, huh? That's pretty cool. Let's see. Shaman. Is it got those, oh no. I like that one style pattern they have with the new scales on the Shaman. I can't remember. Yeah, so it kind of does look a little slick. Yeah, you might want to go down to like 220 because 400 might just polish it more. I would say just start with some 400 and see what it does, and then move down to like 220 and maybe 180 if you need to. What is that new Shaman pattern? I can't remember that new pattern on the Shamans. Is it the Shaman Light? Like I can't. Shaman Lightweight. Coming soon. Yeah, this is the new one. But they have a new handle material that looks like a... cannot remember what I'm trying to say that it looks like. It's got that pattern. Does somebody else know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the Python. There we go, the Python. Yeah, I like those scales. I thought that one came with that same blade steel, but I guess it's a 10V version, huh? Yeah, I really like that micarta. That's super cool. See, thank you for answering that, Waylon. See, that's the great part of this channel, man, is all of us know our little things and we all help each other. I like that CTS XHP though, blade steel. That's good stuff. But since it's my birthday, we're gonna go look at the one I love the best. Whoops. What did I type wrong? Oh, I didn't spell blades. Well, go look at some of my Grail knives. But I love this shaman right here. So y'all know this is one I like. And that blade grind is sick. I mean, I can kind of understand why he charges $700 because he's got a lot of work into that thing. But like I said, by the time you put that whole knife together by buying a donor knife for the liners, you're in for $1,200. So, but man, I would love to front flip a shaman. Like, it just seems, I mean, you already can. You can front flip a shaman, but that one, the way it sticks out, I bet it feels a lot easier and better. The jimping on the shaman is perfect though, and it's made for that front flip, so you can easily front flip one. I don't have thousands, but yeah, I told them before that you won't buy anything that you're not going to actually carry. Oh yeah, back to what I was saying about this little thing. So this is a Tucson titanium. I guess it's a grape whistle. I guess Pete needs to carry it. Whose birthday is it? It's not my birthday. Who said it was their birthday? What? John, I don't know where you heard birthday. I thought it was somebody else's birthday. It's not my birthday. But yeah, it's a Tucson. Is it somebody else's birthday? I didn't say it was my birthday. Did I? Maybe I was talking about... Maybe I was talking about... it's not my birthday, sorry. Maybe I said it felt like my birthday, or maybe I was thinking it felt like my birthday. Wow. My bad. I didn't know I said that. Oh, maybe I was excited about looking at that Ari. Yeah, okay. When I said since it's my birthday, and I meant since it's my 200th episode, sorry. False alarm. I misspoke. I talked too much on this stupid stream. But I meant since it's my celebration is what I meant. But it's really our celebration, so I can't take any credit for that. But yeah, I meant since it's my celebration. Sorry. Now I remember when I said it. I said, yeah. I said, since it's my birthday, we're going to look at what I want to look at. And I didn't mean that. My bad. Since it's my celebration. That's what I meant to say. But anyway, the REK reblades are awesome. I want one. It's a Grail thing. It's the channel birthday. There you go. not been hitting the tomahawk, that's for sure. All right, last time I'm going to talk about the stupid Tucson whistle. So it is Tucson. It is titanium. It has got the Tucson logo on it. Right there. It's got something else on it too. Pioneer, I guess. But it's also a lighter. So and I'm really impressed with the milling they did. But it is a lighter. And the milling is excellent, and it's got a little Teflon ring here, O-ring, that keeps it, but it's super hard to thread on. They've got it really tight because you don't want the the lighter fluid to evaporate. So it's really tight when you screw that together, and it's very hard to get apart. And then once you take it apart, it's like a Zippo, where you pull out this little canister, and it's got the cotton down in there to soak up all the lighter fluid along with the flint thing, just like a Zippo does. And it holds, I mean, that's quite a bit of lighter fluid. And you could take this out. It says on the ad that you could use it as like a pill carrier also. So you could take out the lighter. How many bong hits does it have in it? I don't know, quite a few. I overfilled it last night. And it seemed to hold everything pretty good. It's still working this morning, so this seal must work pretty good. Yeah, 212 is a good number for that. Well, here you go. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Here it goes. So it sounds like a whistle. That's what it sounds like. So I finally got my Tucson story finished. Good grief. Morning, Andrew. When are you gonna buy that blade to be the guinea pig for us? So now I want to show y'all what I do when I want to do a flipper tab delete. And since I can't find my black Sharpie, which should be right here somewhere, I'm going to use my red Sharpie, I guess, which will probably show up on camera better anyway. But what I do first is I close the knife. Yes, Robin, we're about to do some cutting on it. Yep, flipper tab delete. So the first thing I do is I take my Sharpie and I press it as hard as I can against the scales so that it gets way in there. And I usually know which side to mark, but I can't think right now because I always work on it the same direction. But I push it in there to where I get it, the tip of it goes way up in there. That's what she said. And I mark it when it's closed. So I know that that is the line that I have to get to at least. I've got to get at least that far. And then when I open it, that shows me that I've got to get at least that far. Somebody asked if there would still be a flipper tab. There won't be, hopefully. But you can see that since I need to get at least that far, it looks like it's going to line up pretty much perfect with where I need it to on the scales on this side. It might sit back. Hey, Andrew, that's my sister. She actually knows how tall I am. And this knife, something else you need to worry about is the stop pins. If you're ever going to delete a flipper tab, make sure that the place that comes in contact with the stop pins, you're not affecting that. So this one clears both the stop pins. It's got one on both sides. Well, it doesn't have one on both sides. It has one on the back side. Sorry. So it'll be fine. And the lock bar will hit below that. So we can cut that off. Then I usually take out the blade and I draw my curve where I want the finger choil. Yeah, we're going to chop that off. Let me go back real quick just to show y'all what I'm going to try to attempt. So right here, as you can see, the one on the left is how it is now, and the one on the right is how I want it to be. And as it stands, when you try to use that forward choil, this is how my finger hooks into it. And I'm hoping I can get it to lay a little bit, I hope my finger will lay a little bit flatter in it once I get the choil widened out. So it looks like my finger should be able to lay flat in the choil on the right there. And I kind of want to get it almost exactly like I have it in the picture. But the cool thing about when you use Dremels and the two tools that I use to do flipper tab deletes, the little drum disc, the drum sander thing is just about perfect for shaping finger choils. Like it's the natural shape that a finger choil wants to be. So let me see, let me go back to the camera here. So this one does not have a captive pivot, which sucks sometimes because this one feels like it's got Loctite. And be careful when you're doing this because you can scratch your scales. I've had more accidents trying to get pivots out that didn't have okay, luckily that one broke loose pretty easy. So maybe it doesn't have Loctite. But here's what I try. This little stubby thing usually sits pretty close to the same level as pivots on knives. So if you set it down flat like that, this is the best way that I've learned to do it without scratching up your knife, or like, because you can tweak them and then you go like one of them will go one way. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So now we got that out. I'm going to show y'all, and I'm not, oh great. Thought that one was going to be the same way, but it acted right. So when I lay out my screws, I don't know, something else, I've probably shown y'all this before, but I take my pivot and I put it at one end of the pile, and then I kind of arrange it on the knife away from the pivot so you remember where screws go. So because they can be different lengths. Some of them go straight into the side of the liners or the frame, and some of them go into the standoffs or go all the way across the knife. So sometimes they're different lengths. So I just kind of take the pivot and I put them in the order that they go on the knife, starting at the pivot, so I don't forget, don't lose that. And I probably just scratched up something there. No. So that's how I keep the screws organized. And then everything else I just kind of put that way. All right, so I know from personal experience that when I work on it, and when y'all are going to need to learn this too, always have the blade pointing you when you're working on flipper tabs, because when you're using a Dremel, it spins this direction. It spins clockwise, okay? So if you're ever working on your blade and it binds up or it jumps from you, it's going to jump away from your knife and away from you. If you had the blade turned like this, then it's going to jump into your blade and make scratches. I have never scratched a blade. I don't tape them off. I don't do nothing. I probably should tape them off, but I'm confident in the way I do it, and so I just don't. But, you know, taping it off would be safer, but I grip it and I hold my elbow against my body and I hold the Dremel like this. I'm going to show y'all with the Dremel. I'm also going to tell you a couple of other secrets that you need to know with the Dremel, because as you're cutting off this tab, the Dremel blade will get stuck in that little slot that you've got, and it'll bind up and catch and sling out if the slot that you're cutting is only the same width as the blade. So as I'm grinding with the Dremel, I always make sure to pull it down some so that it widens out that groove, so that that groove is not the exact same size as the Dremel cutoff wheel. It's actually thicker than the Dremel cutoff wheel, so it doesn't bind up and sling out. And I learned that after the first couple of times of doing it, because if you just make the cut the same exact width as the cutoff wheel, then it'll keep catching in there as you go through, and it'll bind up and shoot off to the side. So what I do is I use the bottom of the wheel to pull this way and make that cut thicker. So now I'm just going to take and I'm going to kind of draw in where I think I'm going to want that choil to curve down to. So maybe somewhere like that. And the cool part about this, so after I've got that drawn on there like that, that's about where I think I want it to go. Is when you're using that wheel, like I said, that wheel works out perfectly to make perfect finger choils. And I'll show you all those two tools that I use here in just a second. And I'm not going to do this whole thing today, but I am going to show y'all a couple of things to look out for while you're doing it. Because for one, I don't feel confident doing it over here, holding it away from my body. Like I said, normally I lock my elbow. Y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I lock my elbow against my body so that I feel really strong, so that this is, you know, stable and not going to move anywhere. And then I always work from this side of the blade because it's going to jump that way. And so I'll show you just a few little tips. And like I said, I'm not going to do this whole thing, but I am going to show you. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to chat much, but I don't know about that finger bit holder. But this is the cutoff wheel that I'm going to use, and the Dremel ones are way better than the other ones. And the other thing I use is the little, why do I not see that in here? These little drums. And where's my stupid drum holder? That's gonna stink if I don't have it here handy. Aha, it's sitting over here on my little side table. So these are the two tools I use. I used, and it's probably not showing up good, but let me put it on the moon. So the little drum and the little cutoff wheel. And always have extra drums ready, because you will go through a few. Ron Crow, I don't think is in the Discord, but he may be, John. All right, so we got the Dremel here. I'm going to take and put the cutting wheel. I can't close the little box that the parts go in if I leave the cutting wheel on this little piece. So But I'm going to take and show you what I'm talking about with the... Oh, just dropped the stupid wheel. Alright. So I got the little cutting wheel put back on. Good to go. I'm going to plug up my Dremel. And I'm just going to show you a few things, a few techniques to be aware of when you're doing this yourself. I always try to put it all the way down too, so you don't have a bunch of flex in the Dremel. And I leave it on the lowest speed to start with. I might go up a little bit once I get going. In fact, I'm going to go up a little bit. All right. So when I'm holding the blade, I clamp it very firmly, just like this. And it takes me a long time to do these because I don't want to mess up the heat treat. So I just go slow. What just got posted in the Discord? Let's see. Go hop over there before I start this. That's an Grow EF something or other. I've got one. I'm confused at the pictures though, TC. Why? So, what were you doing? I'm confused. Explain it to us. You were trying to put that front curve on it? Oh, on the modding page? It's a Riot. Oh yeah, the Tiger. I wanted to show y'all the Tiger with the mirror polish so y'all would see how good it looks, but you can't really see the mirror. He didn't get it. I think the video does better justice, but the pictures you can't see how mirror polished it is. I think he sent a video to me, but the bolster on it is very polished. I'm not sure how I got the video. Michael, it's not a special cutting wheel. It's just the Dremel brand. They all come with that same kind of little cutting wheel. But the Dremel brand ones do work better. Yeah, I've got this same exact knife on the way, by the way, this Riot Tiger. So I can't wait to get mine. I've been wanting it for like a year now. But yeah, so this one was the one I was thinking about mirror polishing the same way he did that. So TC, explain one more time with what you were doing. You were trying to make it look like the left one. So it started off looking like this one, correct? I've got this same knife so I could dig it out, but that's what it looks like factory, and you were trying to do that to it. Put that front curve on it. Oh yeah. John, do you have a link to that video? You can post it in the chat. Wicked Dream Designs Instagrams. That's right. Yeah, you can see it on the video really good. So let me show y'all real quick. Wicked Dream Designs Instagram. All right. Where is it? I don't see it yet. There it is. So yeah, let me do my little download thing so we can see it full screen. And I love being able to download all these Instagram pictures and videos now. It makes it so nice because we can see them full screen now. But see how pretty that bolster is? So yeah, I love it. So yeah, I think that would look great on this knife. So I'm going to mirror polish that titanium. All right. So to answer your question, yes, this is just like all the other cutoff wheels, except this is a Dremel branded one. And they seem to last longer and work a little better. But like I said, the blade spins this way, clockwise. So it spins clockwise. And so if you hold the blade pointed towards you and you start cutting on this edge here, if you do have any mishaps or it jumps, it's going to jump away from everything, away from you, away from... So that's the number one tip. So all I do is I just start slow at the top and this right side. And like I said, I don't feel as comfortable doing it here. So I'm not going to do too much here. But once you get a little groove started, I'm going to turn up the speed a little bit. And like I said, I take my time, and it takes me like 30 minutes to do this because I don't want to overheat the blade, and I've got a fan sitting right next to me here. So I'm about to show y'all what I'm talking about. Now, as I'm doing this, as I'm making this little groove, as you can see, I start on that corner, okay? And I can't really show this up close, but as I'm cutting this groove, I pull the Dremel towards me, towards this way, so that it widens out that slot. Because if you only just push in, it's going to eventually grab the blade and pinch it and kick back. So as I'm making the little groove here, I'm pulling just gently this way so that the back side of this blade here is grinding it and making that slot a little thicker. So all you do is just start right here at this side, and you can go across the top. So that's usually what I do, is I just kind of work my way across the top and kind of get my little line, because once you get it started, it'll give you a place to kind of ride in. So that's what I do, is I just take it, and I don't go all the way up to my line because I worry about that later. Now, since I'm holding it right here, I can feel the heat start to creep up the blade. So about the time that I feel it start getting warm where my thumb's at is when I back off and I turn off my Dremel and let it cool down, and I hold the blade up to this fan beside me until I can feel that heat dissipate, because I don't want to ruin the heat treat. But since you're working down here, the only heat treat you would ever really ruin is up here by this curve, by the sharpening choil. See you later, Ron Crow. But what I do first is I start on this corner, then I work me a line across the top, and then I start working in from that end and follow that line across. And like I said, I don't try to get right up to that red line. Yeah, putting it in water will let you do it quicker, just like TC said, but I don't like making the mess. I'm not in my garage. I'm just chilling on the couch. So, yeah. So I don't like using water in here, and I don't ever get it too hot. Like right now, it's not warm at all. And like I said, I just take my time and watch a TV show and whatever. And then I go a little bit more. And the reason I said I pull it down, you'll probably see here in a minute when I get some kickback. And I'm not going to make it happen, but it will occasionally happen if you're not careful. So I always try to widen it out by pulling it towards me a little bit. And then I'll start going in right at the end. And like I said, I'm not going to do this whole thing and show y'all. I'm just giving you some tips here. I'm going to finish this off stream. But, so what I do is I start making that little groove. And then I start working in from this end and cutting it off. And it's not hot at all. I mean, it's not hot at all. Yeah, and if you want to tape off the sharp edge, if you're clumsy, I happen to not be clumsy, luckily. So I've not had any issues, but don't do what I'm doing. I'm just like tape off the blade and put cardboard around it or do something, because you're gonna have an accident if you don't. I just happen to be confident in myself, and I'm not clumsy, and I've done this 15 times now, so I feel pretty confident with it. But the main thing I wanted to let you know is start from this side, make your little groove across the top, and then start working in the end here and pull it down and towards you. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm widening that gap. See how the gap is wider out here at this end than it is all the way over here on the left? That's because I've been kind of pulling the blade as I'm cutting. So, after you get all that cut all the way across, then you swap out to this. And this, I usually don't push all the way in. I kind of leave myself a little bit of room out there because it's not doing nearly as much work. And then the same way that I told you to hold the Dremel with the cutoff wheel, if you're underneath the knife like this, the cutoff wheel, you're working at this angle. Yeah, mister. Yeah, it's about being able to grip it. You're right. I mean, it does. You can see how quick it went through that. So it wouldn't take forever long if you had some water. And a lot of times I'll use my belt sander now. I'm just showing y'all how to use a Dremel. But I'll just go out to my belt sander and hold this against there and take some water out there and I'll sand all that off instead of cutting it off. But these cutoff wheels work pretty fast. But like I was just saying, when you're holding the Dremel and the knife blade and you're cutting it, you want to hold it with the blade this way. But when you're holding it to do the sanding, you want to hold it under the knife because it's still spinning that same way, and it's not going to spin back towards your blade. It's going to spin towards the stuff you're trying to get rid of. And then all you do here is the same kind of thing. And see how it fits perfectly down in that choil. Let me see if I can show you from the top. But the shape of these make a perfect finger choil, like naturally. I need to turn this up too. But I don't know if y'all can see. Yeah, you can see. But the curve of that, and the main thing to do when you're using the grinding wheel, some of the tips about the grinding wheel is you want to maintain perfectly 90 degrees from the blade and then this. You want them so that your grind is flat. And the way I do that a lot of times is once the flipper tab's gone, you can look in from the end of the blade and you can see whether you're grinding it one way or the other, and you can adjust and keep it flat. But the main thing is to keep these at 90-degree angles to each other so that you're grinding it flat across there. But as you can see, these little wheels make a perfect, see how that is perfectly fitting in that curve? Like, they literally make perfect finger choils. So the main thing about using this wheel is to keep them 90 degrees to each other. Always keep this on this side of the blade so it's going that way so it doesn't jump across your blade this way. And go slow. You can feel the heat in the blade as it starts to heat up. This will make it heat up quicker than the cutting wheel because you've got more contact, more surface contact. So it will get hotter quicker with this sanding wheel than it does with the cutoff wheel because there's very little coming into contact with the blade at any one time. Whereas here, you're going to be sanding and doing all that. And like I said, after you get this tab cut off, then you can also use this to flatten out that area and sneak up to your line. And then I just keep sneaking up to the line, and then I'll reassemble the knife, see if I'm far enough, and then I'll take it back apart and put a little more. But don't ever try to get right to your line. Like, leave some red there to sneak up to, because you'd rather take off too little than too much. That's always the case. You can't add material back in, but you can always take off a little more. And this finger choil, you ask if the stop pin is going to have enough material, and that was a good point, because it does get pretty thin between there. You know, I don't know. I might not go that deep with this choil on this side. You know, I'll just kind of play that by eye. I'll probably go to where I feel comfortable. But that was a good point. You need to pay attention to stuff like that. I wasn't looking at it yet, but I would have as I was doing it. But I'm trying to think here. So, no, it's not going to matter. And I'll tell you why. It's because this only comes into play when the blade is closed. So when the blade is open, the lock face is on this part right here. The frame lock is on. So the frame lock hits this part up here. It hits that part right there. So like right here. So the frame lock hits right there. So that's when you want it to have its strength. And when it's closed, the only thing, I mean, it's not going to matter that that's thin when it's closed. Thank you for being here, Jeannie. Appreciate you. Come by and show me your new knife sometime when you're around. And bring some of your Kunwus that I can show them on stream one day. Like, bring me a bag of knives that I can show that are different than mine. But you see what I'm saying? There's not going to be any real pressure on that stop pin. It's just to keep the blade closed. But the lock face is this part up here, so you're good. So I'm not going to work on that anymore during this stream. I just thought I would show y'all a little bit of doing a flipper tab delete. It won't take me long after the stream to finish this up, and I will post pictures in the modding channel of how it looks afterwards, but it'll end up looking like pretty much just like the picture that I showed, hopefully. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do so, because we have a bunch of cool stuff, but hopefully it looks a lot like that when I'm done. And thank you, JT, for sharing that video and pictures of that polished bolster. And TC, thank you for showing us what you were trying to do to your Efengrow. I forgot what number that one is, but Let me grab it real quick. Let me put up my Mystic because I've got the bag open over here with my Mystic goes in. Right next to my mini Mystic. And then I've still got my... Whoops, sorry, hold on. Let me get back to the camera here. I've still got my Shaman, my Spyderco bag open. I was going to do a pair of 3, show you the difference between the clone and the real deal of it, because I got it too over here. I've got one on washers and one on bearings. I was going to show you the insides of these two and see if this one, because this one does have, no, I thought that one had a single side scale on this side. But let me put these 2 knives up because I've got that bag open. Just a second. I'm going to show you the, I'm going to figure out, since TC didn't mention which model that is, I'm going to pull it out here and we're going to look at it. It would look way better the way he had it done there. Which one is that? Let's see. Now I got to go look back at the Discord to see which... let me see. Alright, it's the one with the little curvy lines. So I've got all the Ifengro. I got all the Ifengro titanium knives so far. I think I've got them all. But here's that one. Here's that one he was just working on. Yeah, it's the EF901. But as you can see, he was trying to put a... I thought he was trying to do a hollow grind. I thought you were trying to do a hollow grind on a blade, TC, like on this part of the blade. I didn't know you meant you were trying to put the curve in right there. Where did you break it? Like, did you show us in the picture there? I didn't even pay attention. Did you do that with paint, with Photoshop, or is that what it looks like now? That's what's confusing me. Also, I'm a little confused by that. So, which one, is that what you want it to look like, or is that what it actually looks like at the moment? Oh, okay. So you were going to try to do a hollow grinded on it also? But is that what it looks like now, or is that a... Oh, you broke a 1/4 inch off the tip. I got you. Yeah, I was going to say, man, I love being able to modify knives with cool software before you actually do it on a real knife. That makes it super cool to experiment with and stuff. I'm trying to figure out here, see if I can do something similar. Oh wow. Yeah, there we go. Dang it. Yeah, you could make it yeah, you did pretty good. I did a little bit more of a drastic curve on it. check this out. And I didn't actually get it like I actually wanted it, but it's yeah, you can do some cool stuff with the tip of that blade. Where's the stupid picture? My internet going out? Why is it not popping up? Oh, I put it in the modding channel. But yeah, I just took a picture of mine and drew a little front. That's too much. Too much curve. I wonder what yeah, there's a lot of blade on this thing. You could do all kinds of grinding on the front of that knife. There's a lot of blade, but it's not as long. I love these Grow $70 titanium knives though. Alright, so the giveaway. If you made it this far, you're going to know how to enter. So what I want you to do, and this way this entry will be for anybody who watches this video. You don't have to just be here, because there's a lot of people that go back and watch the video. They don't have the ability to watch it live, and they go back and watch it later. So I appreciate those people as well, because they're just as important to me. I do appreciate making friends live, but I know there's a lot of people that have to work and can't be here every day. So what I want you to do is, today on my Instagram, I made a post that says episode 200. All you got to do is go and comment on that post and tag somebody that is not subscribed to me. Tag one of your friends that is not already subscribed or following me, sorry. Tag somebody who is not following me and comment on that post, and you will be entered for the giveaway. Very simple. I will show you just as easily as so go to my Instagram and when you're friends with somebody, so on my profile there's a post that says episode 200. And Knives Are Life has already commented, so all he's got to do now is just tag somebody. And when you go to my page, it'll show you at the top. So like if I go to somebody else's page, like Fox Knives, it'll show me that it is followed by two of the people that I know, Laid Off Pete and Northeast EDC. So if you see one of these names on your list, don't tag one of those people. Tag one of the 61 more. Or maybe 61 more that I don't know. But you'll know how to figure out whether somebody's following me or not. Like I said, I'm late to the Instagram train, so I don't know how all that works. But I'm sure y'all have had to do that before. Tag somebody and comment. So that's what I'm asking you to do to enter this giveaway. Does the post on my Instagram not show up? It's right here. We're looking at it on screen. Maybe you have to follow me in order to see it. I don't know. Do I have some settings set wrong to my account? Is that why I don't get any new followers? I don't know the answers to these questions, but I can see the post. Knives Are Life saw the post. So why can't y'all see the post? Maybe you need to hit refresh, Robin. I I don't think I've got anything set to weird settings. Let me yeah, I'm Instagram dumb too. Let me go to my settings here and see if I have anything set weird. Account privacy. It doesn't say private account. I'm only hiding my story and lives from one person, and that's an idiot. I guess I'll turn it off to where I'm not hiding it with anybody. I don't think that should, I mean, there was only one person checked there. Story replies, who can see your online? Yeah, everything is set to where allow tags from everybody, allow mentions from everybody, comments, allow comments from everyone, sharing, website embeds. Everything's turned off. You should be able to see it. All right, good, Robin. Thank you. All right, guys. So let's see what else I'm going to talk about on episode 200. I figured I would get that out of the way. Gonzo, it's at the top of my YouTube page. There's only 2 links, one to the Discord and one to my Instagram. But I will show you that really quick. When you go to my YouTube page, at the very top, it says Discord and one more link. When you click that one more link, it'll show you down here in the middle my Instagram and my Discord. It's just Blade Alchemy for you. It's Instagram.com/Blade Alchemy for you. Instagram's definitely not complicated. If anything, it doesn't have enough options. It's very plain. Like, all you can do is basically post a picture or a video, and it's linked to your Facebook. So if you have a Facebook, you have an Instagram pretty much. It's meta. Thank you, Pete. Yeah, anybody that's in here can click that and go right to it. And actually, I'll do you one even better. I'll share the link to the post that you got to comment on and tag somebody in. There's the actual post. That should take you right to the post. Oh, thank you, Lazy Boy EDC and Pete. Thank you, TC. And of course, Mr. Bob, you're awesome, bro. So yeah, if you have a Facebook, it's owned by Meta. So you have I'm pretty sure you can log in with your Facebook account. You don't have to make a new account. And you can also turn on to where everything that you share, that you post to Facebook, will automatically post to your Instagram and vice versa. So they're integrated together pretty good. So if you don't have Instagram, and you do have Facebook, or you have Instagram and don't have Facebook, you can cross post really easy between the two. Mine, I swear everybody should be able to comment on my posts. So I don't know, Robin. I'm not good with Instagram either. But I apologize if that doesn't let you enter. I'm going to also do a separate giveaway, just so y'all know, to anybody that is a member of my channel. So There's also going to be a giveaway for that. I'm going to do 2 giveaways. One for members and one for everybody else. And y'all don't know how bad I want to get back to working on this tab. So y'all give me some knives to look at, or I'm going to continue cutting on this tab for a few minutes. Y'all give me something to talk about. What's coming out this week? Oh, and I'll tell you another thing. You'll learn a lot about your knife when you start grinding tabs off of it. Yeah, Pete, that's what I said. I said you got to tag somebody who is not already following me. But what I was saying, you'll find out a lot about your blades. Some of them take forever to cut through, and you can tell about the hardness. And some of them go through like butter. And unfortunately, this one seems to be going through way easier than a lot of knives I've cut tabs off on. So I'm wondering about the heat treat on this knife. It also matters what kind of blade steel it is too. Let's go look at the new Kaisers though. You know I love my Kaisers. That'll be great for my birthday. Celebration. My channel birthday, 200th episode birthday. I know that's what I meant when I said it. I meant my anniversary is what I meant to say. Not my birthday, my anniversary. 200 episode anniversary. Alright, I happen to kind of like the Spitfire. Not gonna lie. I like it because it's symmetrical. And I normally don't like pointy knives like that. And I guess I'm a little partial to Kaiser. And I love the fact they added that little Damascus accent. Wow, that's cool. Huh. The Spitfire, huh? Yeah, what's up with that little piece? Is that removable to put a lanyard in or something? Like, what's going on with that? Why is that there? Oh, no, it's the back spacer. I guess. Yeah, kind of looks like the back spacer, but that's weird that they made the back spacer. Yeah, there it is. Back spacers show on the contours of the... That's different. Haven't seen that before. TC doesn't like Kaiser because of the same reason I don't like FerraMonster. Screw FerraMonster. Yeah, I want to see all their different models of the fixed blades. They're coming out with a bunch, like the 7654. And I hope they start doing that scale color in other knives, that crystal tie, because that's super cool. I hate the black blade on it. The Bulldog is such a comfortable knife, so the Mini Bulldog has got to be comfortable too. But yeah, they got the fixed 7. They're going to have the Drop Bear fix a bunch of different knives. Fix 7, fix... they've got a bunch, but the Beg Lighter fix looks pretty cool too. They have different blade shapes on it too. But at Blade Show, they had a bunch of different models of the fixed, the Drop Bear fixed. That Polaris looks pretty cool too. What's up with that? Why does it have that giant circle in the back? Is that a fire bow? Oh, it's a place to start a fire. It's a little concave. Oh, you can catch your ember in there too. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's got a chisel grind too. I saw this one at Blade Show. It doesn't have a chisel grind, but it's got that weird ground outside. That's pretty cool. I did see that at Blade Show. But that little fireball is cool. The ember catcher. Where did I see that in the picture? Let's see if they show on the video somebody actually using it. You can horizontal or vertical carry it. Yeah, it does have a single bevel grind. I thought so. It has a Scandi grind on one side and it's flat on the other. But it's got a micro bevel too. Yeah, there you go. You can use it as a pivot for your fire bow. Or you could use it... Yeah, I don't know why I said catch an ember in it. I meant to use it as the pivot divot. Yeah, I know you don't hate Kaiser, TC, but I feel you. They can get on your nerves. And I'm glad y'all said they're making an Aura XL, because that thing looked tiny when Sever 7 was holding it. I was like, good grief. If y'all haven't watched Sever's video on it, you need to go check him out. Sever 7 on YouTube. He has a video on the Aura, and it looks tiny in his hands. If you go to his videos, it's on down here a few. Just one problem. Yeah, look how small it looks.
That's with the ultimate goal of seeing if it's worth adding to your collection or your daily carry rotation. Now, this was designed as a collab between Paul Munko and Jonathan Stiles, and this was manufactured by Kaiser, and I did buy this with my own money, so it's all mine. Now, jumping into the hand...
Oh, but look how little when it opens it.
They titanium. This is about... Now,
y'all can go watch this video later if you want to.
That, like, talking about the ergonomics, this is going to fall in line with that, like, common sense ergos, right? So you know exactly where to put your finger, right? It's inviting you right here. And then, while it's a little
barely
tight,
4 fingers in his hand.
A full 4-finger grip. And look, everything falls into place, right?
Yeah. Cool little knife. Yeah, it's a medium-sized knife, not a small knife. But I would get 3.5 fingers on it, and I would get mad about it. I wouldn't get mad about it, but I'm glad they're making an XL. The X series, I'm really excited about too. I've got to start picking some of those up, like the Silver Wing and the Schlata. I got to wait till they hit knife swap though, because I'm not going to pay retail on these. Just not going to do it. Oh, no problem, Sever 7. Glad to shout you out, buddy. But you can ask Sever. He's seen me in person. My hands and his hands are probably different sizes. I guarantee you I couldn't get 4 fingers on that knife just as easy as he could. But that's also why this hobby is so great, because they make all different knives for all different hands. Let's look at the new arrivals again, see what else we got. I like that wider view. You see more knives at once. Man, why do they do? Do they do stuff like that just to get women into the hobby? I'm not 6'7", I'm 6'4", but I am a big fella. I wish I was 6'7". I've been 6'4" since I was 15, and I've been the same size since I was 15. So y'all can imagine how many colleges were recruiting me for football. No, we didn't hold hands. We did some docking, but we didn't hold hands. No, actually, we didn't do that either. And if you don't know what docking is, you probably don't want to look it up either. You definitely don't want to look it up. That's not just a maybe. But yeah, I don't know what's up with some of these fruity knives. Like, what's going on with this one? Like, why do we want knives like that? Yeah, Waylon, you're probably true. Why do we want French fries on our knife? I mean, have they just really run out of ideas that bad that they got to put French fries on knives now? I know somebody else I want to go look at on my birthday episode is We Knife. I want to see what they got coming out. I don't think they have anything new from the last ones we looked at, but that blue is kind of odd. I'm not sure what I think about it yet. And I don't know about y'all, but either my monitor color is off or that is not dark green. Oh, it says dark green micarta. Some of those green micartas they say are green look black to me. But nothing about that looks dark green. Maybe my color is off on my... I'm definitely not colorblind, but I don't even get a hint of green. I mean, maybe if I try really hard. There's the Coral. Awesome knife. TC's got one of those beautiful things. Oh, go to We coming soon? Alright. The Zentron. Oh, nice. I want to look at this color blue because it's a little different. It's kind of that, yeah, that's pretty cool. That stonewashing looks good on that. I like that color. I'm not sure about all those. I mean, that milling, we is known for that. How long? 3.5 inch blade. It's a button lock. What else we got here? The crate snake. That one's probably comfortable. That handle looks weird, but I bet it fits good in your hand. See what it looks like closed. Yeah, I like the lines on that one okay. It's different looking. $400 knife. So there's a couple of new models. Thank you, Sever. Who designed that one with this one? Let's see. We Knife. So one of their in-house designers. It's called the Zentron. Yeah, that stonewashing almost looks like crystal tie. They did it so good. Speaking of that, let's go to the Remet site real quick. New arrivals. That Two-Face, I gotta have one of those. I'm waiting on it to pop up on Knife Swap too, but I love that blade shape and the handle. I love what Remet's been doing. And of course they got the sexy model too. But there's the stonewash he was talking about. I don't think the Remet looks quite as good as the Kaiser did. But it looks good. Let's go back real quick and check out that. Yeah, I just think they gave it like a two-tone color too. I think that's the main difference. It's got like a lighter and a darker. It's not all just one color. It's got like a little bit of a fade where their Remet is all just kind of standard one color. But Remet's been doing their thing. I hope they keep moving down the path they're going down, because I really like what they've been coming out with. I mean, that one looks like a Kubi to me. A little bit. The squirrel. I love my woodpecker. There's that peregrine falcon, the agile peregrine falcon. And I really like the meteor too. I like, I think there's one more version. Let's see. Yeah, I like the meteor and the kestrel. Like, I'm telling you, like, they're pumping out some killer knives. This is one of the first ones I've actually liked that had some kind of weird pattern on it. I like how it's not symmetrical, and but it is. You know, it follows the middle lines. I don't know. Remet's doing their thing. Oh, that second one with the crazy curves? Yeah, it must be Tashi. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, man, I like the kestrel. I like the meteor. I love the hand ground satin look. I mean, I like, to tell you the truth, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, out of the 8 or 9 new lives they make, I only don't like one, and it's this one. I don't like the Aurora because it's kind of too plain, and I'm not a fan of carbon fiber. I mean, I don't mind it. It's not bad. But I've got enough crossbar locks right now, and it's kind of too, you know, all the other ones have some kind of cool feature look to them or hard lines. So that Aurora, out of all these, all the rest of these are bangers to me. So 8 out of 9 bangers is good numbers. And the good thing about it is some of y'all might love the looks of the Aurora. And I don't hate on you for liking it. But if I was going to get one, it would be... Oh, that's the squirrel. Hold on. I don't think they make an Aurora plain. Yeah. So it's only got those inlays, and I don't like carbon fiber, so... And I don't like carbon fiber, so... I don't like G10 that looks like carbon fiber either. Did you ask something about crew wear? What did you ask about crew wear? What the heat treat on it is? Oh, is that their bug out? I figured they already had a bug out. What do they call their crossbar lock? Oh, okay. So it's when I type in crossbar, it's the only one that pops up. So is that their first? Is that their only crossbar lock? Wow. I didn't even realize that. Good call, Waylon. What link you posted? You're not allowed to post links. You can't post links because you're not a moderator. Is it on Knife Swap or Blade Binge or what? The new Civivi Blue Tick? Is it a new arrival? I like the Guile. One of y'all has a Guile, the lime green one. I thought Pete would like the Guile too. Last one I saw on here was the Natterjack. I didn't know they had, what's it called? A blue, like a blue tick hound? Oh, it must be a new, coming soon. Yeah, blue tick. Yeah, that does look like one you would like. It looks kind of like the Unkovsky style knife. A little bit. Oh, did you see where I bought that knife the other day, Sever? The same day you came up on stream talking about liking, what's his name? I bought one. Dang it, I can't even think of his name. Robin, we don't see him. We don't see your link, buddy. You might see it because you typed it in, but it doesn't show up in the chat. I apologize. I don't have any say over that. Only moderators can post links to the channel chat. Yeah, it probably shows up for you, but it doesn't show up for us. But it's on Blade Binge. Is it two-faced, all one word? Blade Binge's search sucks worse than any other site. You can type in something crazy. Like I just typed in two-face, all one word, and it found a Tops knife and a Rough Rider handle scales. Like I don't even know how it matches stuff. Blade Binge is terrible to search. I don't know if y'all have noticed that, but it does not match stuff correctly. Because nowhere in here does it say two-face on any of this. And I don't know where they... Oh, maybe it wasn't the same guy. Rossetti? It was, I thought it was the same guy. Hold on. What knife did I buy? I forgot. I bought, Pete had mentioned he might want an Ocean Naga. So I grabbed an Ocean Naga because it was bundled with something else. Let me see if I can figure out. Yeah, here we go. It was, yeah, it wasn't the Persian. It was that other guy he said he liked. I posted it in the Discord. Let me go find it. Oh, by the way, I meant to show a minute ago, Bone Collector's, this carry for the day is a Tucson that I love. That's the one, Sever 7 sent me one of those. But the knife in question was right there. I bought that one. Dirk Pinkerton. Didn't you say you like Dirk Pinkerton? Sever 7, or am I imagining things? I do, Christopher. I swear, maybe I'm imagining things, but I swear you mentioned Dirk Pinkerton, didn't you? The same day you hopped up on Scream, though, I ran across that knife and bought it. It's got a nearly 4.5-inch blade on it. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm making up, maybe I'm thinking of things. I thought you mentioned, I don't know what I was thinking. There's no telling. I probably heard somebody else talking about him and it was you. I thought it was you. But you like that style knife, don't you? Regardless. I figured you would like that knife. Kind of your style. But yeah, I've got a Venom. The milling on this thing is sick. If this is what you're talking about, Venom knife. I mean, it says Venom on it, so I imagine that's probably what you're talking about. Kevin John Venom. Is that what you're talking about? It's the Maverick V2. Yeah, this milling and the action on this thing is sick. The D10 is perfect. Like, you cannot fail this knife. So smooth. Perfect action. The milling on it. I mean, all this, like, there's no transition between here. So flat. Like, all these transitions here are just perfect. Yep. Kevin John does CKF now, for sure. I've got my, where's my little giant Kevin John knife? Oh my gosh. That was not good. I've got a huge Kevin John knife over here somewhere. Or I thought I did. What did I do with my big old Kevin John knife? That's weird. It's been sitting there since for the last 100 videos. Did it fall off over here on the other side of the... Yep. It fell off the table on the other side of the desk. But check out this Kevin John. M390. And this is a real Kevin John too. Check this out. This is a massive knife, guys. It is a Kevin John M390 Sabenza. And it's real M390 blade steel. Got a nice hand ground satin. It's an actual Kevin John knife. And it's kind of small. As you can see. But it's got a good lockup. Yeah, it's got good action. You can actually flip it using the flipper. Using the thumb stud. And it'll actually shake close. Yeah, this is a $100 knife, like crazily enough. They're hard to find nowadays. I don't think you can find them anymore. I think I got one of the last ones for sale. But if any of y'all want a Naga in the ocean blue micarta, I've got one on the way. I bought it in a bundle deal with that Dirk Pinkerton I showed. Oh, Sever 7. All right, yeah, I got to check TC's Discord link first. He said he posted the knife that he broke. Oh, there it is. Wait, what happened? I thought you posted the one you actually broke. Is that broke, or what did you do? Is that where you edited it, or is that where it's broken? I would sell it for $88 shipped to you. Oh, it's in the top. I'm still confused. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking at. Oh. Here we go. Aha. That's the actual knife. There we go. I got you. Yeah, I got you, TC. I'm there. You'll hear me 30 seconds from now saying I got it. All right, now what link did you post? Blade HQ? That was pretty cool. That is your style, Sever, but I like it too. Yeah, I really like the looks of it closed. Yeah, that is pretty cool. That lightning anno job you did you do that lightning anno, TC? It looks good. I like it. I like how you pieced it back together for us to take a picture. No pivot. By the way, Bone Collector, there's a pocket check channel that you can post what you're carrying for the day. You posted it in the modding channel on accident. So I guess the fact you said it came dull, maybe you're talking about needing to mod it by sharpening it. But if you want to show us your pocket check, you can show us in here. But yeah, I like that Pinkerton. Yeah, it's got a 4.5-inch blade, so and I didn't see if you commented on the $88. Yeah, the Bone Doctor. The Bone Doctor is the new Venom, right? Yeah, that's the one they're showing. They got on AliExpress. That's the new Kevin John. This one right here. Yep, that one's nice. The Naga I'm talking about for $88 shipped is the Blue Ocean micarta one. This one. It would be $126 on here with a 10% discount. But you can have it for $88, brand new, not carried. Never cut, never carried. $88. Yeah, TW Price Dawn. Yeah, Pete, I tried to tell you, but you never responded. I moved on. All right, Pete, you can have it if you want it. I don't know what wild red one there is. Oh, this one? You calling that red? It's kind of like orange. Yeah, he's talking about. I feel you, Pete. But, you know, it does show when people see messages. I love the Dawn. The Dawn was on my list for a while. It's kind of fallen off recently, but super cool knife. All right, guys, we've been on here for 2 hours and 20 minutes today. So if you haven't entered to win, you got to go to my Instagram, comment on my 200th episode post, and tag somebody. I'm going to cut the rest of this flipper tab off and grab something to eat. And I can't tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all hanging out with me in the mornings for the last 200 days straight. It's been awesome. I made some great friendships, learned a ton, failed a bunch. Yeah, succeeded some, made some great friendships along the way, continue growing those friendships. It's not my birthday, but thank you. My birthday's in September. It's coming up next month. It's actually September the 19th. September the 19th. I am a Virgo. TC, no, thank you for what you do. Being in here and helping us learn and correcting me when I'm wrong. And showing us a bunch of cool concepts and tintables and all kinds of great knives. Yours is the 21st, huh? My uncle's is the 21st. Bob, appreciate you, sir. What day is yours, Andrew? We're all September babies, huh? Michael, John, Mr. Pete, Sever 7, Robin, Andrew, Waylon, Christopher. Appreciate all of y'all. Thank you for being here. It was cool. My sister popped in for a little while today. 25th. That's a good day. Mr. Whalen, thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm right on the cusp. Virgo runs to the, believe, the 21st, maybe. John, you didn't miss the giveaway. All you got to do is go to my Instagram, comment on the 200th episode post, and tag somebody who's not following me. I'm not going to draw until in the morning. So all the people that watch my videos later during the day will get a chance to enter. But I'm also going to do a giveaway to just the members. So you're also, I believe, included in that. So yeah, you didn't miss it, buddy. Yeah, everybody have a great day. Hope your week starts off great. It will be a plethora of stuff. I'm going to be giving away quite a few things, I think. They will be knives, mainly. The last knife, the 183rd episode, I did a giveaway for 6 months. And I gave away a titanium Kubi Hyperion. Yeah, go look it up. I gave a brand new in the box. I could show you real quick. I gave away the Kubi Hyperion. I gave away one of these. Last giveaway. Ow, just burnt myself. Yeah, that's what I gave away last giveaway. So this giveaway will be something similar, I'm sure. Christopher, I think you're way behind on the live, buddy. So you won't hear this for a while, but I think you need to hit the live button or scroll to the right. But anyway, guys, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I can't say it enough. See y'all in the morning. Y'all have a great